from New Hanover County Schools Television, powered by students. This is your school news.
Welcome to your school news for the week of April 27th through May the 3rd. I'm Talfa Everett.
And I'm Michaela Sears. Topping our newscast this week, Board of Education holds a special meeting on school budget. Snipes Academy learns about steel drums from the Wildcat Band, and 16 new Hanover County school students selected for Governor's School.
Topping our newscast this week, for almost 3 hours last Tuesday night, the New Hanover County Board of Education comprehensively reviewed and discussed the approval of the 2015 through 2016 proposed county budget request. We get this report from Dylan Grace.
It was one of the longest meetings held by the New Hanover County Board of Education in quite some time. The meeting was centered around the approval of the 2015-2016 proposed county budget request. Going in, the primary goal of the meeting was to open the floor to the public to share their thoughts on budget requests. However, only 2 individuals showed up to share their concerns and suggestions regarding the budget. It was then newly elected board member Bruce Schell who asked if the board could take some time for the Bond Policy Committee members to share their opinions of the budget. Board members Edward Higgins, Tammy Koval, and Lisa Estep served on the Budget Committee along with Senior Staff Superintendent Dr. Tim Markley and 3 principals, 1 from an elementary school, 1 from a middle school, and 1 from a high school. The meeting then proceeded into discussions and breakdowns of individual line items and questions regarding need. Following the overview, 3 board members, Hayes, Higgins, and Nichols, said staff and the committee had already spent from 12 to 15 hours discussing the budget proposal and felt ready to vote. However, the 3 other members present still had concerns. To break some of the tension, a short break was taken from talk of the budget to allow the board to hear 2 reports. One from the New Hanover County Health Department on a kindergarten health assessment review, recent BMI data, and a request to expand data collection. They heard a delightful report from Pine Valley Elementary's principal, teachers, students, and parents about the school's recent 24-hour Skype-a-thon around the world. It was a presentation that put a smile on the faces of the board members and was the high point of the meeting. Following the 2 reports, the board returned to discussing the budget. Superintendent Markley and Chief Financial Officer Mary Hazel Small took the board through every single item in the proposed budget line by line, reviewing the needs and reasons for the requests. Opening the floor numerous times to allow for questions and discussions of items in the budget. After a few minor changes, one being a change in clerical testing support positions for high schools, the board approved the proposal 5-1. Ms. Koval was the one dissenting vote. Board member Janice Kavanaugh was not present at the meeting. The request will be presented as part of the county's budget proposal to the county commissioners at their May 4th meeting. The next regular Board of Education meeting will be Tuesday, May 5th, 2015 at 5:30 p.m. at the Board of Education Center, 1805 South 13th Street. As always, if you cannot attend the meeting in person, you can watch the rebroadcast Tuesday nights at 6 p.m., Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., Friday morning at 8 a.m., and Sundays at 1 p.m. Board meetings can also be watched online at www.nhcs.net. Reporting for your school news, this is Dylan Grace.
Carl Duke Wallen, Career and Technical Education Facilitator at Hoggett High School, is the 2015 recipient of the National Career Development Association's Outstanding Career Development Facilitator Award. The National Career Development Award is highly competitive. All school districts, including public, private, and charter, JobLink Career Centers, privately employed career counselors, and career development professionals from all 50 states compete for the national award.
Very humbled by the opportunity to represent not only Hoggard and New Hanover County Schools, but state of North Carolina and the nation. You know, it's great to be recognized by peers, and it was something. It was it wasn't an expectation. I just do what I do every day, and somebody kind of recognized that, and I really appreciate that.
The recipients submit materials and are juried by globally certified career development counselors and published veterans in the career development field. Mr. Wallen was nominated by his colleague Colleen Patt for his excellent performance in his role as a CTE facilitator for New Hanover County Schools. Mr. Wallen will receive his award during the 2015 NCDA Global Conference in Denver, Colorado at the end of June.
The best of the best artwork from New Hanover County Schools was on display last week and will be on display all this week as part of the annual art exhibition, the Mall Art Show. The public is encouraged to stop by each week and enjoy this amazing display of creativity and originality by the students. The show is located at Independence Mall and displays lines in the Sears wing. Spectators can take their time exploring row after row of artwork featuring drawing, painting, clay, figures, and much, much more. Artwork from the schools will be on display. The opening exhibits features students' artworks from the elementary schools and ran last week. The second part of the exhibition, which is on display this week, includes displays from the middle schools and high schools. All the works on display were selected by the art teacher at each school. Each school's display provides a brief write-up of the assignments and methods which were involved in the creation of the works. The exhibit allows the local community to see the wonderful talents of our students. It also gives students of all ages an outlet for sharing their work in a real-world context. Don't miss out on this great opportunity to see the masterful artwork of the young artists in our school system. The exhibit may be viewed during mall hours Monday through Saturday, 10 o'clock a.m. till 9 p.m. and Sundays 12:30 p.m. until 6 p.m.
In other news, music is a big part of some students' lives. So when the NHHS Steel Cats, a steel drumming team from New Hanover, performed at the Snipes Academy for Arts and Design's Star Night, it is understandable that the elementary children's hearts were pounding. As the night began, the Steel Cats played some signature songs of theirs, as well as lesser-known songs composed specifically for the steel drums. As the night beat on and the Wildcats finished up the prepared songs, they started to allow the Snipes students to play the drums. Although they weren't exactly making music, the elementary students had a great time figuring out the new instruments, and the high schools also had a great time sharing their craft. At the end of the memorable night, all were happy with the outcome.
New Hanover County Schools is proud to announce that Ryan J. Spurney of Hoggart High School and a member of Your School News team is a part of the first group of winners in the 60th Annual National Merit Scholarship Program announced by the National Merit Scholarship Corporation. Ryan won the National Merit Corning Incorporated Scholarship, which recognizes academic excellence in the pursuit of higher education. He plans to study biomedical engineering at college. More than 1,000 distinguished high school seniors have won corporate-sponsored National Merit Scholarship Awards financed by about 200 corporations, company foundations, and other business organizations. Scholars were selected from students who advanced to the finalist level in the National Merit Scholarship Competition and met criteria of their scholarship sponsors. Corporate sponsors provide National Merit Scholarships for finalists who are children of their employees, who are residents of communities the company serves, or who plan to pursue college majors or careers the sponsor wishes to encourage.
16 New Hanover County School students have been selected to attend the 2015 session of the prestigious North Carolina Governor's School.
Governor's School of North Carolina is the oldest statewide summer residential program for academically or intellectually gifted high school students in the nation.
The program, which is open to rising seniors only, with exceptions made for rising juniors in selected performing visual arts area, is located on 2 campuses. Governor's School West at Salem College in Winston-Salem and Governor's School East at Meredith College in Raleigh.
The following students from New Hanover County Schools will be attending the 2015 session.
For chorale music, Colton Casto from New Hanover and Chloe Campbell from Laney.
Attending for instrumental music will be Avra Jans and Abigail Shibley, both from Ashley. Joining them will be Alvina Young from Isaac Bear Early College and Waverly Leonard from New Hanover.
Heading to Governor's School to study the social sciences will be Joseph Motes from Laney and Madeline McGuire from Hoggard.
Attending for English and Math will be Julia Budor from Ashley and Tion O from Hoggard.
4 students will be at Governor's School for Natural Science. They are Anthony Nagin from Laney, Catherine Bennett from New Hanover, Jasmine Wang from Hoggard, and Maya Vaxell from Isaac Bear.
Finally, in art and dance will be Julia Koff and Lauren Highsmith, both from Ashley High School.
Opening day from Governor's School at Meredith College is June 16th and at Salem College on June 21st. Now, when your school continues, we have an exciting lunch menu forecast.
Plus, coming up in 60 seconds, we'll have reports on study shows vocabulary critical for students' long-term academic achievement, Freeman Bears welcome their Special Olympic athletes, and Ogden Elementary holds a historical wax museum. This is Your School News on cable and online. Look for our blue logo for all the latest news online at www.nhcs.net. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
Sounds like you could use some Van Gogurt. It's fortified with arts-rich nutrients to improve your math and reading skills. Catch.
Van Gogurt, thanks. So what's the deal with your ear?
Always with the ear, huh?
Feed your kids the arts. For 10 simple ways to learn how, visit AmericansForTheArts.org.
We can all be more energy efficient. It's easy. Use energy-saving light bulbs. Energy Smart Power Strips. And turn off electronics and appliances when not in use. Learn what you can do today at energy.gov/tink.
Welcome back to Your School News. There's little argument that vocabulary is critical for a student's long-term academic achievement, but a new research project finds educators should not focus on sheer numbers. Researchers from the University of Minnesota, the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, and Metametrics worked together to identify the words students most needed to succeed in school, but are at least likely to pick up on their own. We have this report from Kathy Kale.
English is a massive language. More than 450 million words by contemporary estimates, but only 5,000 common words make up 80% of a typical school text, according to researchers at the University of Minnesota Center for Reading Research. If a teacher selects an uncommon vocabulary word at random in grade 5, it may take a student 10 to 200 books to see that word again, the researchers have discovered. To develop priority words, the researchers start with all 450 million words in the language collection, the corpus of contemporary American English, narrowing them down to about 20,000 words in 2,400 related word families. The goal was to look for challenging and consequential words. Jill Fitzgerald, a research professor at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, used the priority list to analyze 4 common curriculums programs in language arts, social studies, science, and mathematics in grades 1 to 5. On average, only about a quarter of vocabulary words students were exposed to in textbooks were challenging, but there was a wide range. The program with the slimmest vocabulary in 5th grade introduced 45 unique words each week, versus 3 times as many for the program with the most words. William Nagy, a literacy researcher at Seattle Pacific University, who was not associated with this project, cautioned that teachers should not assume that all students will pick up common words on their own. He said, kids need to both know the high-frequency words and have powerful tools to deal with a word they are only going to see once. Reporting for Your School News, this is Kathy Kale.
We've been talking about it for weeks, and now it's just days away. The 3rd annual Teacher Trot 5K race and fun run presented by Hendrick Toyota of Wilmington is this Saturday, May 2nd. The event will begin at 8 a.m. and will be held at Ashley High School. Proceeds raised from the event will help to support staff wellness and student physical education programs. The event is being sponsored by Hendrick Toyota, Ashton Farm, Pierce Group Benefits, Shaver Chiropractic, T-Mobile, and other supporting community sponsors. The Teacher Trot is a great opportunity for New Hanover County school employees, students, parents, and community members to run together in an effort to build our district's wellness programs. Many schools have formed teams and will compete for awards that include Most School Spirit and Most Participation. In addition, awards will be given to the top 3 finishers in the following categories: age groups, best overall, and teams. It is not too late to register. Registration costs are $25 for adults and $15 for students. Race day registrations will be $30 and will begin at 7 a.m. You can register online. For more information, contact Jessica Elliott at jessica.elliott@nhcs.net or at 910-254-4304.
U.S. Secretary of Education Arne Duncan last week announced the first ever guide for developers, startups, and entrepreneurs from the Department of Office of Educational Technology. The EdTech Developers Guide, a primer for developers, startups, and entrepreneurs, is a free guide that addresses key questions about the education ecosystem and highlights critical needs and opportunities to develop digital tools and apps for learning. Written with input from knowledgeable educators, developers, and researchers who are willing to share what they have learned, the guide is designed to help entrepreneurs apply technology in smart ways to solve persistent problems in education.
More than 400 athletes from across New Hanover County competed in the annual Special Olympics Spring Games at the Green Track and Field Complex on the campus of UNCW on Wednesday. Friends and families and more than 300 volunteers cheered on the participants in various events throughout the day. Students from Rachel Freeman Elementary that participated in the event received a hero's welcome when they returned to school. Signs, flags, balloons, and lots of cheering echoed throughout the hallways of the school as the students stepped off the bus and made their way back to class. Brandishing their gold medals and giving the crowd along the parade lots of high fives, the Special Olympic athletes were all smiles during this exciting hero's greeting. Rachel Freeman athletes competed in the 25-meter, 50-meter, 100-meter, and 200-meter races, in addition to long jump and wheelchair events and softball and tennis ball throws. These athletes demonstrated great courage and displayed the hearts of champions. Their fellow students at Freeman were so excited to see them on top of the world after the competition. It was just awesome.
Speaking of athletes, the spring signing period continues for many of the area's high school athletes. Just last week, 2 more local student athletes linked their national letters of intent. With more than a dozen seniors from the area having already signed intent, Heather Keck and Jamie Stacy of Ashley High School were front and center at their signing. After a back injury sidelined Stacy last season, the senior sprinter is ready for the challenges ahead and eager to prove herself at the next level as an East Carolina University Pirate. Keck will be headed to the Sunshine State next semester to run at Division II Nova Southeastern University in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. She is going to study biology and serve as a pole vaulter for the Sharks.
The students at Ogden recently did an interesting wax museum activity. The 2nd grade class taught by Miss Lapp had a tremendous amount of fun portraying historical figures. The students dressed up as important and notable historical figures. The individuals portrayed were Ben Franklin, Abraham Lincoln, Sacagawea, and Babe Ruth, among others. Each student read along a script of the important contributions that the historical figure had made in their field of endeavor. The real fun was dressing up and getting into costume for their historical person. Lots of the outfits were incredibly detailed, and many of the children looked like they were straight from their historical figure's time period. Students shared with visitors to their wax museum the obstacles their character had to overcome in life, how the person they represented displayed positive character traits of cooperation, diligence, courage, and leadership. Finally, how their person from history used positive character traits to support their beliefs in liberty, justice, tolerance, and freedom of conscience and expression. The lifelike biographies were an exciting learning experience for the students and introduced all of them to many of the key figures in our nation's history. Now don't go away. Coming up, the annual flower launch is held in honor of National Child Abuse Prevention Month.
Plus, we have this week's edition of the Lunch Bill Affair. Your school news will continue after the break.
My cell phone number and John's cell phone number. Hey, pretty. And the number of the restaurant where we're going to be. And oh, I've left you my pager number too, just in case, because you never know. John, you have the gift?
The odds of a babysitter calling 911, 1 in 1,400.
Anything should happen, please don't hesitate.
The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 150. You know the odds of autism. Now learn the signs. Go to autismspeaks.org.
Welcome back to Your School News. I'm Talfa Everett.
And I'm Michaela Sears. It's time now for this week's Lunch Bill Affair. Across the county, school lunchrooms have gotten a facelift and a menu makeover.
This week, our lunch menu analyst joins us with the week's school lunch menu so parents, students, teachers, and everyone working with the New Hanover County school system can plan their lunchtime options.
Thanks and welcome to this week's Lunch Bill Affair. We got a great menu this week with lots of international cuisine. So let's take a look at this week's menu. On Tuesday, April 28th, have a nice school-cooked meal of spaghetti and meatballs with the breadstick and a chicken steak or a delicious cheeseburger. To wrap up the meal, there is lima beans, a garden salad, and fresh fruit. On Wednesday, April 29th, have a fantastic good time at lunch and enjoy either barbecue chicken with a biscuit, cheesy breadsticks, or popcorn chicken with a roll. Along with those tasty treats, enjoy pasta salad, North Carolina sweet potatoes, a garden salad, and diced peaches. On Thursday, April 30th, experience an amazing lunch, a turkey club sandwich, egg rolls with fried rice, or a pepperoni pizza hoagie. Choose from an assortment of sides including oriental vegetables, a garden salad, and fresh fruit. On Friday, May 1st, enjoy fish nuggets, macaroni, cheese, and nacho grande. The delicious sides include a choice of roll or cornbread muffin, tomato and cucumber, salad, garden salad, and applesauce. For our weekend tip, we recommend making some pre-prepared healthy snacks. Some fruits and vegetables require prep work, and this can make them hard to grab on the go. For fruits like these, take some to make a small bag of fruit for a healthy snack on a business day. Back to school on May 4th, start the week off with a beefaroni with a breadstick, corn puppies, or a chicken filet sandwich. Add delicious sides of sweet potato waffle fries, a garden salad, and spiced apples. Now recapping this week's lunch menu, on Tuesday we have some delicious spaghetti and meatballs, chicken cheese steak, or a cheeseburger. On Wednesday there is barbecue chicken, cheesy breadsticks, or popcorn chicken. On Thursday, turkey club sandwich, egg rolls, or pizza. On Friday, fish nuggets, mac and cheese, or nachos. And finally, on Monday, indulge in a beefaroni, corn puppies, or a chicken filet sandwich. That's this week's Lunch Bill Affair. Remember to eat healthy at school and at home. Back to you.
Don't forget, you can also catch the Lunch Bill Affair during the morning show here on the Learning Network and get lots of helpful nutrition information online at www.nhcs.net/nutrition.
Now don't go away. Coming up, the annual flower launch is held in honor of National Child Abuse Prevention Month.
This is Your School News on cable and online. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Almost half of all parents who suspect their child has a problem learning wait a year or more before getting them help. Why? When there's so much they could be achieving. Kids with learning disabilities are smart, They just learn differently. Call or visit us on the web now.
Welcome back to your school news. April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, the perfect time to celebrate those who nurture and protect our children.
In recognition of all those who work tirelessly to help children, a flower launch was held along the Cape Fear Riverwalk.
Sponsored by the New Hanover County Community Child Protection Team and held in conjunction each year with National Child Abuse Prevention Month, the launch pays tribute to local community members and professionals dedicated to the well-being of area children.
Moderated by Chief District Judge Corpin, the ceremony included the presentation of colors by the Ashley High School JRTC, a rendition of the national anthem from Noble middle schooler Georgia Smith, and musical performances from New Hanover High School's Steel Drum Group.
Following a brief ceremony, the Cape Fear River became awash in the bright pastel hues Wednesday as dozens of area residents and professionals in a variety of field-tossed flowers from the downtown Wilmington Riverwalk into the water below.
While beautiful to see, the tossed long-stemmed floral bore significant meaning to those in attendance. Each symbolically bore the name of someone who had helped make a difference in a child's life.
Recognized area agencies at the event who cooperate with the New Hanover County Department of Social Services to help children in need and law enforcement, New Hanover Regional Medical Center, the NC Department of Juvenile Justice, the Carousel Center, United Way, attorneys and judges, and New Hanover County Schools.
That does it for this edition of Your School News. Recapping some of our main stories. Board of Education held a special meeting on school budget. Watch it online. Snuyves Academy learned about steel drums from the Wildcat Band, and 16 New Hanover County school students were selected for Governor's School.
Remember, Your School News is on cable and online. And don't forget to start your morning with our light and lively morning show weekdays at 6 a.m.
I'm Michaela Sears.
And I'm Talfa Everett. On behalf of the entire YSN crew, thanks for watching New Hanover County Schools TV on the Learning Network.
Have a great week.